ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The World Track and Field Championships underway in Doha. The twins, Latario and Lathon calling men's in the qualification rounds of the men's triple jump, neither making it through to the final. Latario popping 53 feet 4 1/4 inches, while Lathon soared 52 1 1/2. The automatic qualifying standard 56 1 1/4. Only 2 jumpers attained that. The twins finished 15th in their respective flights, with only the top 12 advancing. The North American OPTIMIST Sailing Championships get underway this weekend off Montague Bay. Charles Fisher on the beat.
It's a mass area of sails up in the air. The more than 160 dinghy sloops all dock at the Nassau Yacht Club. The largest sailing event ever to hit our shores just days away, and the countries are here.
All of the teams are now registering. Just about all the teams have gone through boat measurement, sail measurement. That's going to be completed by about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow we do have the opening ceremonies, which start at 4:30.
Team captain Joshua Weech have competed at this level before, and he and his teammates hoping to show the world what they have.
I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm really confident. I've been sailing well in practice, so I feel really good.
Your team has been able to go up against some of the competition from other countries. How do you feel we've been doing?
I feel I've been doing pretty well, actually. I've been right up there with them, and also as my team, I'm really proud of myself and my team.
Skippers Zane Monroe, Matthew Reid, Connery Rain, and Craig Ferguson will all be testing this level of competition for the first time.
Every sailor here is really good, and I've never seen anything like this before.
I've been in the middle of the fleets during the practice races, so I'd say I've been doing good for what I've been training for.
I know the competition's tough, but hopefully I get some experience out of it.
Strategy is just try and stay to the favorite side of the course, read the tide good, and play the shifts.
Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, the first day of sailing. And they'll be sailing for the entire week in the waters of Montague Bay. Over 160 sailors representing 20 countries. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Juan Carlos Romero is one of the coaches for Team Bahamas, and he says getting a good start will be key.
We know that we're going to have big fleets during this event. Every start should have about like 60 to 70 boats. So that's what we have been practicing so far. We have been setting up courses out there, and we have been inviting other countries. We have raced against Brazil and Mexico, Argentina, like the rest of the countries that we have here. We have some of the top sailors in the world here, but I think we'll represent. We'll do well. Our kids are mentally ready, and their skill level is good. So we're ready to perform out there.
For those of you looking to support Team Bahamas, here's a bit of advice.
It's going to be difficult if you're around the fort to see the boats, because they'll be east of Dix Point. However, on Tuesday we have team racing. That's all day long, starting at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be right up against the shore. And this is, each of the countries have their teams. They're 4 on each team, and they do battle against another country. And the one who wins that then carries on. The one who loses then comes back to shore. But we're going to have that right up against Montague Beach.
The 2019 minor league baseball season, all history now. Anthony Seymour, Lucius Fox, and Tanaj Thomas back home, and they spoke about how it went.
It's been a wild year, up and down, but I always try to finish strong, which I did, But it was fun, man. This year really taught me a lot, in terms of the type of person, the type of makeup I am, the type of attitude I have, So this year was really a challenge for me, but I accepted it. And went forward and did my job, did my best. So I feel it was a pretty good season for me, and just hopefully I can move forward and move on and keep going up from here.
I've been AA and AAA. I set goals going into the year. Sometimes you meet them, sometimes you don't. But you still learn. I learned a lot this year. I played against some good competition. Ex-big leaguers, guys that I spent time in the big league. So it's smarter. It's a lot I learned. A lot I wish I'd done better. But you got to continue working, and next year I'm sure that I'll be a step ahead, you know, just from playing this competition and seeing the guys. And, you know, my goal is to make it to the big league. So as soon as possible, I'm trying to get there. So hopefully I can put in the work this offseason and next year be there to help my team.
First few games was kind of rough. I mean, new environment, new people, new team. It was kind of rough. But once I settled in, talked to my coaches, talked to my dad, and settled in, went really good.
New Province Softball Association continued with its best of 5 first-round playoffs last night, and ladies play the Brackettes came from behind and took care of the inventive Intellect Warriors 19-12.
We were able to come out of a big rut after being off for about 3 to 4 weeks, and we were able to come back together, put it all on the field, give your hardest, work out the kinks, and I think it went really well in the end. Well, our coach, she is working a lot with us with bunting, getting us to slap bunt, put it down, make the defense think a bit while we're on offense. So we did a great job at that.
A lot of mental mistakes and a lot of physical mistakes. We just got to clean up on the defensive part, and we should bounce back and win the next 2 games. Well, we had maybe 2 or 3 years back to back that bring the team back in the game, and the whole momentum of the game changed, and we was unable to turn that back around. So, like I say, hopefully next 2 or 3 games, we can get that back together and come up with a W.
As for the men's feature game, this one all about the Commander Security Truckers. They put away the Chance's Mighty Mitts 8-1. The government secondary schools hoping to get their volleyball season underway in short order. Peniel Bain back in the saddle at the senior level as head coach of the Anatol Rogers Timberwolves.
One of my former junior players, Kamal Coakley, last year I noticed that he had a rough time in senior. It had been 15 years since I coached senior boys, so I decided that I'd come back and see what I could do. The main thing is getting the guys familiarized with the system. It's a system that they haven't learned, but they're coming along kind of slowly. Hopefully they get in the right spots and learn to play as a team and get together. With time, I think we can get there. Volleyball is about movement, and the guys used to standing up. And so when you introduce something where they have to constantly move and constantly think, it's a bit time consuming, and it takes a little time for them to get there.
That will do it for sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.